Okay, good morning, everybody. We will go ahead with the next set of examples related to projectiles. As already discussed, there are three types. That is, when a particle is going to be directly dropped from a known height, h, it will possess both horizontal as well as vertical motion. Okay, this is the first type. Second type, when a particle is projected such a way that the start of projection and the last point where it is going to land both are in the same levels. Okay, that is from where it starts to where it goes and drops, both are going to be in the same level. So this is the second type. And third type we will be seeing when there is a projectile at different levels in this manner. Okay, we have already seen the first case, that is when it is dropped with a certain height. Today we will take up the second one, that is when or inclined projection on level ground it is called. Okay, so I will there is a derivation, and this derivation is important. Okay, just moving the table. Inclined projection on level ground, this is a derivation and this has been asked many a times. Don't write it along with me, you just observe this recording and the notes will be circulated. Okay, first, incline projection level ground, let us draw the diagram and take. So it is going to be like this. This is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. I will have both A and B in the same level, right? So this is your origin, right? This is point A and this is going to be your point B. This is going to be the range, or I'll call rightfully range, horizontal range, right? And then you have it moves within the velocity u, and this is going to be the angle alpha, correct? And then if I drop a horizontal line here, this is going to be what? The maximum height that the particle is going to reach. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll consider a point here somewhere, not at the maximum height, okay, P, whose coordinates are x and y. I'll consider a point P here whose coordinates are x and y. So this is the diagram. So when I start writing, first I will write it. Consider the motion of a projectile. Okay. Consider the motion of the projectile projected from A. Okay. From A with velocity equal to u. You need to write all the data with velocity u and angle of projection. What is the angle of projection? Equal to alpha. Angle of projection is alpha, right? As shown in the figure. Let the ground be on a horizontal surface or ground same levels. They're at same levels. A and B are at same levels. Now this particle which is moving has a motion in vertical as well as horizontal direction. So important point is the particle possesses both horizontal and vertical motion. Right now, it has got horizontal, that's why it is traveling from this much A to B range, horizontal distance. And it has got vertical also, that is why it is reaching some height h, maximum height. So you need to write this data first. And then once we say that it has got horizontal and vertical motion, our next job is to do what is, we have to solve for both horizontal as well as vertical motion and get the equations related to that. So when we start, so I will first do it for vertical motion. First, let us consider the vertical motion. So when we consider the vertical motion, initial velocity. Now, I need a little bit of mechanics, that is resolution of forces over here. If you have a force like this, okay, and resolution of a force definition means what? I will break this force into one horizontal and into one vertical. You all are aware of this. And especially when I know the angle over here, theta. So if I have a force F, which is making an angle theta with the horizontal, okay, I can break this F into two forces, which are Fx and Fy, which are going to be at mutually perpendicular to each other. That is, they make a 90 degree between them. And what are the values of these Fx and Fy? fx is going to be f cos theta, f of y is going to be f sin theta. Okay, so because we have not done for you the mechanics resolution, so with this you just grasp this much for now. When we do the module 1 part B, then you will be clear with this part. So else also you are aware of this. A force is broken into two forces, fx and fy, when it is inclined with an angle theta. So wherever is the theta, cos goes there. Fx becomes f cos theta, fy becomes f sin theta. Similarly, now I have this velocity u, which is making an angle alpha with the horizontal, right? So if I want its initial velocity in vertical direction and horizontal direction, right? Now this is like our u, and theta is going to be like our alpha. So I'm talking of the vertical motion. Vertical motion matlab f of y, right? So initial velocity is going to be u sine theta or u sine alpha. Okay, this initial velocity that is vertical, because I'm dealing with vertical motion. Now when I do horizontal motion, I will take u cos theta that time, right? So first we are doing with vertical motion, so u sine of alpha, and which is going upwards because it is moving up, right? Therefore G value is what, 9.81 meter per second square, with negative value because we are going against. Later it will come and fall down. That is also covered. Okay. So here, if you don't write negative, also is fine. G we will be using, that is the particle is moving with the acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Hence, initially the particle moves upwards. In the diagram, if you see, the particle is going to move upwards with a velocity of u sine alpha and retardation of 9.81. Then it becomes 0 at point C, and then the particle starts moving downward because of gravity. Right? This is the basic funda. So I require this over here, this equation, that is u sine alpha, that comes in our vertical motion. Only this much is there. Then we have to deal with the horizontal motion. Okay, horizontal motion. What happens in horizontal motion? Let us first get the horizontal component of u. Horizontal component equal to, what is this? F cos theta becomes now u cos of alpha. That is our horizontal component when I'm considering the horizontal motion. Now, when I'm considering horizontal motion, we will be neglecting the air resistance. Or else if I do not neglect the air resistance, again I'll have to consider all friction and all. So we will be neglecting the air resistance, and we can say that the projectile is having a uniform velocity of u cos alpha, right? So when we are talking now of a particle, it will have two motions, vertical motion and horizontal motion. Vertical motion is u sine alpha. Horizontal motion is u cos alpha, based on what principles of mechanics, that is resolution of a force. After this, we have to substitute it in equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory. So first, so what is this equation of trajectory? Consider, let P be a point with its coordinates x and y. We have already seen over here. We have considered a point P on the curve, not the maximum point, somewhere here. Okay, consider a point P whose coordinates are x and y. What is coordinate meaning? They are telling us the position of P. X tells us how much distance from O, x distance. Y tells us how much y meters from x axis. So Pxy is a point to be considered. So let Pxy represent the position of projectile, okay, projectile at or of t seconds of, okay, so time up to there is of t seconds, right? Now considering the vertical motion, I'm going to consider the vertical motion. In vertical motion, it is reaching some height, this height. That is nothing but the distance. So what is the equation of motion for distance? We have the equation of motion for distance. We know that S is equal to ut plus half gt square. Okay. So now here what I will do, if I'm talking of pxy, this is your motion projectile, this is the point p, xy are its coordinates, correct? That means this distance is y, this distance is x. So it is reaching a height y, that is your s. So y, s is nothing but y, according to the diagram, is equal to, what is the, for vertical distance, what is the velocity? That is u sine alpha. So I will substitute u sine alpha in place of u. Okay, its initial velocity. Time t is t. Now initially it is going with against the gravity. Up to p it goes against the gravity. Then it reaches maximum height and then it comes down. So g is playing a role of negative here because it is against the gravity. So minus half gt square. Okay, I have used this equation only. In that we have substituted for our condition. So s is the distance traveled, that is y distance, and minus is because it is going against the gravity. So this is the vertical component, first equation. This is our vertical component. Let us write the horizontal component. So horizontal component means when the particle is moving for this distance. Now in the same equation, when I put s is horizontal, that is x. Okay, u is what? When I'm talking of horizontal motion, it is u cos of alpha. So u cos of alpha into t and plus g is 0 because we are neglecting the resistance of air, and even we will be not taking g into consideration. We are taking only the horizontal distance. Okay, so who is joining? Okay, so this half gt square is 0 over here. Okay, these. So this is my equation 2. So we have an equation for x and y now, right? From this equation, from second equation, from equation 2, I can write time equal to x divided by u cos of alpha. Correct? T equal to x divided by u cos of alpha. I'll call this equation 3, and this put this equation 3 in your equation 1, that is first equation. I will substitute t value in this equation now. Okay, so I'll just erase the top part and I'll write those values. So we got t value now, which is x divided by u cos of alpha, and we have got a y equation. What is the y equation? U sine of alpha into t minus half gt square. This is our equation, correct? So now what we will do in this, we will substitute for t, right? Therefore, y equal to u sine of alpha. T is what? X divided by u cos of alpha minus half of g t square. Now what is t? X divided by u cos of alpha the whole square. It's not visible. The whole square. Now u sine alpha divided by u cos alpha is what? U gone. Sin alpha by cos alpha is what?
Tan alpha.
So
X
you have
tan alpha.
x, yes, x tan of alpha which is remaining minus half, keep g as it is. Now this, when I open the bracket, it is going to become x square divided by u square cos square alpha. Correct? I have just opened the bracket. So this cos square alpha, what I do is, uh, 1 by cos square is x square. So x tan alpha minus half g x square by u square is bottom only. This becomes alpha. Correct? And this I can write as what else can I substitute for x square alpha? 1 plus,
Tan square.
yeah. So y equal to x tan alpha minus half gx square divided by u square into 1 plus tan square alpha. Okay, so this is your final equation, which is called as the equation of parabola. And when we are doing the numericals of projectiles, this is what we are going to use. At a particular point, if they are asking p, you will know the value of y and x. Y is what? In that particular figure, this is the maximum height. Okay, I had considered a p over here. So its coordinate, this is x, this is y. So you will have y, you have x, alpha is the angle of projection, g is the acceleration due to gravity, u is your initial velocity, and alpha is there, so tan square alpha. So this represents the equation of parabola. So you all start with what? First you have horizontal component, that is u cos alpha, and you'll have a vertical component, that is u sin alpha. Then you will use s equal to ut plus half gt square. In this it is going against gravity, so it becomes minus half gt square. Okay, you will do it once for horizontal, once you will do it for vertical. When I'm considering horizontal, G is 0. When I'm considering vertical, you will substitute U as U sine of alpha. And here U is U cos of alpha. You'll get two equations. From the horizontal equation, you will get an equation for T. Substitute it in the vertical equation. Nothing doing much, you will get the equation. This final equation of parabola. Any doubts with the derivation? Ma'am, in
No.
horizontal, y half gt square is 0. This is your u, which I'm dividing into vertical as well as horizontal. So when I'm dealing with vertical, I'm dealing with only the vertical height. When I'm dealing with horizontal, I'm dealing with only horizontal distance. So when I'm measuring horizontal distance, do I account for G? Shifa. Horizontal distance measure करना है. Vertical में I'm taking care of G. Okay. In vertical I'm taking care of G. In horizontal, I will not account only for G. Only vertical mein because it is going against gravity here, so I am taking account for G, which is minus G. But in horizontal, it is I'm just taking as the horizontal distance measured. So G is not going to be considered. Only that horizontal distance, and because G has been taken care in what vertical distance. That's why G is 0. Okay. Also, air resistance is also neglected when we are taking the horizontal distance into consideration. Okay. Is it okay, Shifa, or you have any more doubts? Okay. Fine. So this was for your equation of trajectory or equation of parabola, which we use to solve the numericals further. After that, in the same equation, we have some changes to be done, and we'll get new equations. So you all are aware of these. So how they came and how to substitute. So now say when a particle reaches a maximum height. Okay. So I'll draw the diagram again. Yeah. Like this. Right? So it is going to reach a maximum height, h max. See, when a particle reaches the maximum height, the vertical component of the velocity will be 0. Correct? It is going here. It starts with the initial velocity u. It reaches up to here. यहाँ पे जाके what will happen? It will reach its final velocity and then it becomes 0. After which it falls. The second part, it is going to fall by gravity. It is going to fall by gravity, right? So here in this case, when I'm considering vertical motion, if I'm going to consider the vertical motion here, then we have initial velocity equal to u sine alpha. We are aware of that. And final velocity becomes what? At this maximum height. What is the value of final velocity?
0.
0.
When the particle reaches here, initially it is u sine alpha. And when it reaches over here, it becomes 0. Final velocity 0. And acceleration, when till it is going there, acceleration is minus g because it is moving against the gravity. Correct? Therefore, I have a equation b square minus u square is equal to 2gs. Substitute in this. b is 0 minus u sine alpha, the whole square, is equals to minus 2gh is your h max. Say, okay, 2gh. From this equation, I will write for h. ये दोनों negative sign गए. Right? H will be what? U sine alpha, the whole square divided by 2g. And I think you have used this equation. When I open this bracket, it becomes what? H is equal to u square sine square alpha divided by 2g. Have you used this in your PUC?
Yes.
So this is when a particle reaches a maximum height, it is going to drop down because of gravity. I will consider the vertical motion for that maximum height reached. So final velocity 0, initial velocity is u sine alpha, acceleration is minus g. Just simply substitute in this equation, you get this final equation of h equal to u square sine square alpha by 2g, that is for height. Right? We will be making use of all these equations when we are doing the numericals. Next, I have to calculate the time. The time elapsed, okay, or time required, you can call it as time required to reach maximum height. अभी ऐसे गया ना? So what is the time for it to go and reach up to this point, right? Maximum height. This is our h max, right? Now using v equal to u plus at, general equation of our equation of motion, at maximum height, what is the velocity? V is 0. Maximum velocity V becomes 0. So substitute 0 equal to u sine of alpha minus g into t. So from this equation, t would be equal to u sine alpha divided by g. So this is the time required for it to reach the maximum height. This is from the second equation of motion. You used in the equation of parabola s equal to ut plus half gt square equation. Remember, right? In this we substituted for u cos alpha, u sin alpha, vertical, horizontal सब किया इस equation से मिला. Next, when we are getting for maximum height, we used v square minus u square equal to 2as. This equation we used to get the height. And now third, to get the time, we are using the last equation, that is v equal to u plus at. Substitute, you get the value of t, which is u sin alpha by g. Okay, any doubts still here? Also, when we are talking of motion of projectile in vertical direction is given by at the end of the flight. What happens at the end of the flight? Say here. Now I started from here. It goes like this and it falls over there. We considered a point P here who had a coordinates of x and y. मतलब क्या? When I drop a line from here, ये distance x रहेगा, ये distance y रहेगा. Correct? Now, what are the coordinates of P at this last point? If I'm telling you I want the coordinates of this last point B, okay, what are the coordinates of this last point? X
comma 0.
X comma 0, X is our range, and Y becomes 0 because it has no, it is coming and dropping down here, right? So this is our coordinates at point B when it goes and drops down. So when particle reaches last point, okay, we have the coordinates as x and 0. So when I'm using your this equation, that is s equal to ut plus half gt square, say if I'm using s is your distance traveled, so y, that is 0, okay, u sine alpha into t minus, because it is traveled against gravity at the beginning, so minus g only will be there, minus half gt square. Okay, from this, when it reaches there, we can substitute t equal to 0. It will give us the initial position of the projectile, hence the time of flight. Or if I take initially t was 0, and then here you will have a t as final. So I'll have two values of t when y equal to 0. So one t of 0 is initial, and one would be final. So from this equation now, u sine alpha into t is equal to half gt square. T यहाँ का गया, ये गया. So what is the value of t then? 2u sine alpha, this 2 comes here, 2u sine alpha divided by g. Okay, so this equation can be used to find the time taken at the end point. There is total time. The total time of the flight. 2u sine alpha divided by g. So this is one of the equations. And then there is one equation for horizontal range, I think. Right? So to calculate the horizontal range. So these 4-5 equations we will be making use while solving. So horizontal range. During the time of flight, the projectile moves in horizontal direction with uniform velocity v u cos alpha. We are aware of that. So if this is your projectile, so here I want to find the range here. Okay, and this u is u cos alpha. It is moving with u cos alpha, the uniform velocity, right? Hence the horizontal distance when I'm using, x is equal to u into t. G gaya, g is equal to 0, right? So x is what? It is the range, and u is u cos alpha, and this is t. So in this equation now, t I know previously we found. What is the value of t? T is nothing but 2u sine of alpha divided by g. Previously we found that, correct? So we'll put t here. Therefore, what happens to range? Range is equal to u cos alpha into 2u sine alpha divided by g. Open the brackets. What you will have? I'll take this sine, it becomes u square. 2 sine alpha cos alpha becomes what? Sine 2 alpha. So u square sine 2 alpha divided by g. It's not visible. Okay, this is your range equation. Many a times, this u square sine 2 alpha range will be confused with your height equation. You have a height equation first we derived. That is u square sine square alpha by 2g. Many a times these are interchanged by the students. Okay, this is height. How I will remember your own mode of by hearting, each one of you will have a different way of memorizing these. So remember that range. When I'm talking of horizontal, it is u square sine 2 alpha, and when we are talking of the vertical, that is height, it is u square sine square. So यहाँ पे sine 2 alpha है, यहाँ पे sine square alpha है, and even g and 2g. So don't get confused with this. So these are all your equations that will be made use of when we are dealing with the numericals. Yeah. So I'll take up one simple numerical and then we will take up again tomorrow in the next class. Right. The question is, I will write the question along with me. You can also write. The body is projected. Body is projected at an angle such that its horizontal range, HRS horizontal range is 3 times the maximum height, such that the horizontal range is 3 times the maximum height. Find the angle of projection. You have to find the alpha. Okay, solution. How do we start? So the condition is there here. The horizontal range is equal to 3 times of the maximum height. Right? We know the formula. What is the horizontal range formula? Just now we have done. That is u square sine 2 alpha divided by g is your horizontal range. Is 3 times maximum height. Height was what? It is u square sine square alpha divided by 2g. Simply write their formulas. Condition is horizontal range is 3 times of the maximum height. G gone, correct? And the sine 2 alpha, I can write it as u square 2 sine alpha cos alpha. Okay? Or u square also is gone. Cancel that also. Is equal to 3 times of sine square alpha divided by 2 hai abhi bhi. 2 will be remaining. So this sign will go with one of the signs. And what else is remaining in this now? 2 has also gone. This 2 can go with this 2. So this is cos alpha equal to 3 sine alpha. So cos of alpha is equal to 3 sine of alpha. From here, I can get tan. Sine by cos is going to be tan. And this side, what I'll do? I'll take the opposite side. Right? So tan of alpha. I missed something. Tell me where it went wrong. I cannot cancel these two.
Ma'am, you can't cancel.
Yeah, correct. So ये 4 हो गया. I'll send the 2 here. ये 4 हो गया. So this is 4 cos of alpha. So then cos यहाँ पे आएगा. 3 will come on the other side. So 4 divided by 3 is going to be equal to sine alpha divided by cos of alpha, which is tan alpha equal to 4 by 3, or alpha is tan inverse 4 by 3. What is this value?
degree.
53.13 degree. This is the angle alpha that they had asked us to find. Okay, any doubts? So important, this is a very simple example. Next example I'll be taking, I'll not take it. You want me to do one more example of same kind? We do one more small one and then we'll go to the parabola equation probably tomorrow. The question goes like this. second equation, second numerical. A horizontal component of velocity of a projectile, matlab a horizontal component. What is a horizontal component? Means it is range only, right? Of the velocity of a projectile, okay, is twice, condition is there, is twice its initial velocity. Okay, condition is horizontal component is 2 times the initial velocity component. Now, through this, find the range of the horizontal plane if the projectile, okay, if the projectile passes if the projectile passes through a point 18 meters horizontal and 3 meters vertical or vertically, 3 meters vertically above the point, above the point of projection. Horizontal component of a velocity of a projectile is 2 times the initial velocity. A condition there. Usme they are asking us to find the range if the projectile passes through a point which is 18 meters horizontal and 3 meters vertical. What are these two? Can anyone tell me?
Maximum height is 3 meters and horizontal distance is 18 meter.
But how can you tell you're on the right path? But how can you tell this is maximum only? He has not told it is maximum. If it is not maximum, then what is this distance? You're correct.
XY point on that projectile line.
Yes, correct. This is not the maximum height, but these two are your x and y coordinates of some point P. Okay, they are the x and y coordinates. So before that, I think all of you have taken down the question along with me solution. Let's first try with the condition for this. Horizontal component of velocity क्या होता है? U cos of alpha. Horizontal component is twice the initial velocity component. So 2 times of U sine of alpha. First is this. From here, why they have given us this? This is nothing but U cos of alpha is equal to 2U sine of alpha. Sine by cos le lo, U gets cancelled. 1 by 2, 2 comes this side, is equal to tan of alpha. It's visible. 1 by 2 is tan of alpha. Or alpha is what? Tan inverse of 1 by 2. कितना है alpha?
26.5 degree.
Yes. First, whatever they have told you, put it into equations. You know what it means. So put it into equations, get the value of alpha. Once that is done, Pxy is given to us, which is nothing but P, x coordinate is 18, y coordinate is 3. Okay. We know the equation of parabola. That is y equal to x tan of alpha minus half of gx square divided by u square cos square alpha. This is our equation of parabola, right? That we derived, right, some time ago. So in this, put x equal to 18, y is 3, alpha value you have. What is the only unknown that is not there? That is u. And get the value of u. Okay. So, and once you get u, then we find range. He has asked us to find the range. Actual question is range. For range, I will use, so first we have to find u. Substitute in this. Y is 3, x is 18 tan, alpha is 26.5 minus half, g is 9.81 into x square, 18 square divided by u square cos square alpha, 26.5. Solve for this and somebody get me the value of u, please. Let's see how good you are at calculators. what you can do is solve for this, then solve for all this apart from 1 by u square. Okay, you will have an equation here with one number here with 1 by u square. Then get the value of u. 3 minus this, okay, or 3 plus. See how you do. Get me the value of u. At least one student get the value of u. This is going to be like 3 equal to 8.99 minus 1587.6 divided by u square into 0.8. So this divided by 0.8 you keep as it is, 1 by u square. Anybody got? That becomes your homework to get the value of u. I'll tell you the value of u. U is 18.19 meters per second. Okay, all of you please try this. How to solve? Yeah, Sonali got it. 18.19, correct. 18.19 meters per second is your velocity. Then I have to calculate for the range. What is the equation for range? U square
Sine
sine 2
2 alpha divided by
divided. Correct. Substitute. 18.19 into sine of 2 times of 26.5 divided by 9.81. कितना है?
Ma'am, 18.
Prathamesh, I'm losing your connection. I didn't hear you.
Ma'am, 18.19 square, ma'am. There.
This y square. For u square, you're getting this much.
No, ma'am. 18.19 square, ma'am. Whole square. There. Second step.
So, okay. Yes, yes, correct. Thank you. U square sine 2 alpha. Correct. Thank you, Prathamesh. Any luck with range? How much?
I'm 27.
Correct. 27 meters. Absolutely right. Okay. So this kind of numericals you will expect. Apart from the simple, also find the range, find the time, and all will be there. But one thing is very clear: for you to find range, you should know the equations. अभी internal में, okay, it's like open book examination, but see that you memorize the equations. That is very important. So whenever you are studying, right before taking up a unit or after taking up a unit, make a page in your notes where all the equations related to that topic you will write. Only equations like range, okay, time we have for height, we have for equation of parabola. All those equations you make a note and you keep so that they become handy. Okay, any doubt till here, whatever we did?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so practice the equations. You have projectiles for internals. Okay, so we'll meet again on Thursday, and till then keep studying. You all can put your attendance in the chat box and quit the meeting. Pankaj, Shripad, and Viju gave your attendance?